Good evening, everyone. Tonight, I am going to show you guys how to make the perfect homemade fried chicken. Right here, I have a organic free-range chicken from Simple Truth Organic. This is a normal sized chicken, like it's really not that big either. So there's no hormones, no GMOs or anything like that in this chicken. A little bit more on the expensive side. I paid about $14 for this particular chicken, but I wanted to try this and fry this chicken so you can really taste the difference. So let's get started. The first thing that needs to be done is we need to clean our chicken and get it cut into pieces. So let's do it. So we have the chicken all cut up here and cleaned. I'm not the best at cutting up a chicken, but we have, all the necessary pieces here. And this is an organic free-range chicken, and so it's still gonna come out good regardless. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this seasoned. So we're gonna do some salt. Do some pepper. I like to use a little Old Bay seasoning on my chicken. Not too much. Some paprika. And last but certainly not least, cayenne pepper. And we're just going to flip this over and season the other side. So we're going to do salt. And our pepper. Some Old Bay seasoning. Paprika. And cayenne pepper. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to get our flour prepared here and seasoned. So I have a bag of flour here, and I like to shake it up in a Ziploc bag, like a Ziploc hefty bag like this, and season it. So I'm going to dump some flour in here. Now some people, when they fry chicken, they just season the flour, the batter. I season the chicken and I season the batter. I do both because that's going to create a lot more flavor. Trust me. So that's enough flour there for that stage. We only have one small chicken. And so now we are going to season our flour with the same ingredients that we season the chicken with. So we have salt, not too much, black pepper. We're going to do Old Bay. And paprika. And then we have cayenne pepper. And I'm going to take the lid off of this because this takes a little bit longer to get out of here, and I like my chicken spicy. So I use cayenne pepper vigorously. I like my chicken on the spicier side. So once we have the flour seasoned here, we're just going to close it up, and we're just going to shake it around to get all the seasoning mixed in well. And there you have it. We have our flour, our seasoned flour for our fried chicken mixed there. So the next thing we're going to do is today I'm going to do a wet batter as well. So I'm going to put the chicken in the dry batter first, and then afterwards I'm going to do a wet batter. So we're going to get our wet batter prepared. We are now ready to prepare our wet batter. It's very simple. What I do is I use 2 eggs and I use mustard. I like to use Dijon mustard. Dijon mustard has a nice flavor. And so I'm going to scramble the mustard and the egg together with a little bit of plain flour. And that's going to create our wet batter. So let's do that. We have our egg. Crack open a couple of eggs here. And we're going to put a good amount of Grey Poupon Dijon mustard inside with the egg. So a nice healthy amount of mustard. This mustard gives the chicken a really good flavor. I also use a few dashes of Tabasco inside of my wet batter, so we're going to do that. And now we are going to mix this together. Just take a simple fork and I'm going to scramble this up. Now, the last thing that we want to add to our wet batter is just some plain flour. So we have flour here that we've seasoned already, but we're going to add regular flour to our wet batter. So we're just going to add some flour to create our wet batter here. Not too much. And we're going to mix our flour in with the wet batter here. Okay, so we have our wet batter ready to go. We have our chicken seasoned, and we have our seasoned flour ready. So now we're going to get some oil in a pan and get this chicken fried. Today we are using Wesson canola oil to fry our chicken in. So we have our wet batter here, which consists of egg, Dijon mustard, and flour. And then we have our dry batter, which is our seasoned flour. And then we have our chicken, which is seasoned here. And we're now heating up the pan with our canola oil, excuse me. What we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and get our chicken battered here. We're going to first put our chicken into the dry batter, and then we're going to put it in the wet batter. And then when the pan gets hot, we will fry it. So let's get started on that. We're going to go ahead and get our chicken battered here. So we're going to take a couple pieces of chicken and we're going to drop them in the Ziploc bag with the flour first. Then we're going to close that. We're going to shake that around. As soon as the pan gets hot, we're going to dip it into our wet batter, and then that way it can go straight into the pan. So our oil is nice and hot, and now we are going to get our chicken started here. So what we're going to do, I have a few pieces of chicken here that I've already put in the dry batter. We're going to take our tongs, and now we're going to dip it inside the wet batter. And then we'll take our spoon just to make sure it gets covered all the way. Okay, and then once we do that, let some of that batter drip off there, and then we're going to go ahead and get it in the pan. And we'll This chicken will take a good 25 minutes to 30 minutes to cook thoroughly. These are pretty big pieces of chicken in terms of how they're cut, and we want to make sure that they are crispy on the outside and cooked thoroughly inside. And we want to make sure that they stay juicy. So I just flipped a few pieces of the chicken over. As you can see, you have like a nice golden color here. So this is like a mustard fried, dry and wet battered chicken. Smells amazing. So we got the Dijon mustard, the egg and flour mixture, along with a dry batter as well of flour that I seasoned. So this is going to take a little bit longer to fry because it has the thickness of the wet batter and the dry batter combined is going to take longer. And so I'm going to flip this multiple times. That way it stays golden brown without getting uneven and burnt. So you want to flip this multiple times to make sure that it cooks evenly. But looking really good so far. My people, the chicken is looking great. We are ready to take our first pieces of chicken, our Dijon mustard fried chicken, out of the pan. We've got a nice golden brown color on all these pieces. We have a breast here, a thigh, and a leg. And I have flipped these over multiple times to make sure that they cook evenly. And this is ready to go. That Dijon mustard and that egg wet batter is amazing. Just look at the texture on this chicken. Look at that. So I have an aluminum pan here with some paper towels down to help drain off the grease. We're just going to go ahead and take these out and let these cool off just a little bit and let some of the grease drain out of the paper towel. And our thigh here, look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. So now we're going to go ahead and fry up the rest of our chicken here. We got 2 wings, 1 leg, and another breast. And we're going to start grubbing soon. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Dijon mustard fried chicken. So as always, I want to thank you guys for watching my video. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, the thumbs up button, and until next time, bon appetit.